things. So last game we had RekSai, Tahm Kench banned out by Unicorns on blue side. Vlad Kassadin, Elise from Splyce on red.
Let's find out what Splyce decides to do. Reminder that this is dynamic side selection, so the higher seed will get side choice on games 1, 3, and 5. In this case, it is Splyce, as they are the regional qualifier final boss. They have elected to take blue side in this game, and they are sticking with their current bans thus far, Vladimir and Kassadin.
But Unicorns aren't.
There we go, change.
Want to take away a blind pickable mid for Sencux. Want to reduce any kind of impact his champion pool can have on this. That, you know, Exileh, maybe not exactly the same kind of player. We've seen a handful of champions out of him, but predominantly getting banned out every game these days.
Question is, what goes next? Unicorns have decided Siva. We know RekSai is up, Elise is up, Shen is up, so one of those has been removed with Elise.
Well, it's RekSai Shen right now is going to be the remaining ban, and then the first pick out by Splyce. So Unicorns, the other option here is if they leave both of them available, they will get one of the two. So if they want to look somewhere else, they could maybe ban the Gnar here, anticipate Splyce going for the RekSai and giving away the Shen like last game. GP is available again, so Splyce may want to attempt that strategy again if they want to just ban out the Gnar.
And it looks like that is exactly what's going to happen. So, RekSai and Shen is up.
Yeah.
What is more important to Splyce?
RekSai, Shen is going to get locked in for the Unicorns. And at this point, the Tahm Kench is available as well. Oof. That's a lot of global presence already.
And Ryze is still up as well. So, UOL could even get a slightly better version of what they had in the previous game. So what does Splyce... What do they have to reply with? They know Gnar's not there. Gangplank didn't work in the previous game, but that was comboed with a Nidalee. This time there is some frontline in RekSai that can help.
Well, let's see whether Splyce take the Ryze away. That is one of the key questions here. We may see the Echo come out from Wunder if he wants to play it into the Shen. The GP is the other option that we already saw, so it could very well be GP in this rotation. Depends, do they want the Jhin? They've hovered it for a while. I don't really know about blind picking the Jhin, but they are going to.
So Jhin is locked in. Where does Mikyx go with his support then? We know that ranged champions are possible, viable, though Mikyx has trended more to melees throughout postseason. Gangplank, obviously, similar matchup to the Shen.
He's going to play Sire.
No.
Not really, no.
It would be amazing, though.
The Jhin Scion is the one that they play, but not in this game. Not in a game of this importance. So they leave the Ryze available. So that has now been passed over. So likely Gragas Ryze here as this rotation, which will leave us with what Splyce wants, which is support and mid lane. So blind, well, not blind pickable anymore because the Ryze is already in the lane. So we may see something that has the roaming potential, which would be the likes of like a TF or something like that if Sencux wants to play the similar style, or something that has lane dominance, the likes of a Syndra, trying to actually control the laning phase against the Ryze.
Cassio has also been something we've seen a few times, and Sencux has played that. It's in his playbook for the time being in summer. A lot of questions available. There's globals here from GP from RekSai, as well as a lot of range from that curtain call on the Jhin. Does Splyce keep playing the range game? That will be the question. A few seconds left before Splyce decide. And I mean, Black Shield, I guess, into Rune Prison if this is a mid Morgana, but I don't want to get too excited with it.
Malzahar, of course, is available. I was thinking of what other picks are up for Splyce. Malzahar is a pick that Sencux has used to great effect. Typically one of the mid laners that runs it with the teleport. So is able to take control of the side lane, push it back out, get himself in time for fights, and now they've got Mikyx in time to set up fights as well.
But you're picking a Malzahar into Tahm Kench, Shen, and Gragas. If somebody can't get eaten by a Tahm Kench, they can get stand united by a Shen, or the Malzahar could get knocked away by the Gragas. So there are tools for Unicorns to deal with Malzahar already. So that is one of my concerns. I want to see whether or not Unicorns can get coordinated enough to make that work, of course. And then we get Mikyx's Bard. I'm exceptionally happy about that. It's been a very, very long time since we've seen Mikyx on that champion. And we get to see if he's kept up his mechanics inside the queue.
We shall see that. So as the Ezreal gets locked in, Unicorns are going to go for the play where they kind of back away in the bottom lane and try and just take time build for later in the game. Now, what that does, however, mean the Unicorns have got a lot of tankiness and not a lot of damage for a while. They got an Ezreal, they got a Ryze. Shen will obviously have damage in the top lane. Gragas will bring some out of the jungle, but comparatively to Jhin, to Malzahar, to Gangplank, like these are high damage champions, but that's what Splyce had last time. It didn't work.
Double threat comp, basically, is what it looks like. Prolonged team fights is what Unicorns are looking for. It becomes problematic if Mikyx on form. Last time he played Bard was week 9 of the LCS, and if he can land those Tempered Fates, lock somebody up, or cut off half of a team fight, allow that CC to then kill the front line or take somebody out from the back line. Execution is what Splyce are looking for.
That's what they're looking for, is see if it's better than the last game where they tried to go aggressive early and then just kind of filtered back and went very defensively. Unicorns have got a fairly defensive setup as well. Both offense and defense. But, they got disengage, they got shields, they got Tahm Kench. They can cross lanes very, very quickly. So Unicorns, if they can catch Splyce out, may very well be able to drag him around the map once again.
We'll find out whether or not Splyce can bounce back from that defeat. I think both of these teams have got execution with regards to their team compositions. If Splyce can negate all of these tools that UOL have for the Malzahar and the GP lockdown, well, maybe they'll be able to pick up that win. Jump on Twitter and let us know. Hashtag SPYWin or hashtag UOLWin. We're loading up for Game 3 of the European LCS Regional Qualifier, and for the first time in 3 days, it will not be a clean 3-0. Let's find out who's going to dig deep and get the advantage in this best of 5.
Well, I think we finally... The duel is on. I was going to say...
We may have to get security in there. Crowd is getting rowdy. Good to hear the Splyce chants, though.
Yeah.
Splyce boys bringing sexy back like it's the 90s.
That's
different
90s.
Deficio made fun of me for trying to pull the age card, but so I'm going to embrace it.
I'm from the 90s as well, and bringing sexy back is not... I'm just... you so many things wrong with what you tried to reference there, Trevor. I want to be somewhere else.
Maybe
I don't.
Maybe I make my co-casters disappointed, because now I've got disappointed stress. We'll explore that thought in a moment, because Mickey's already in a little bit of trouble. Cosmic Binding found nobody. Hilly's hungry, trying to move forward. Tongue Lash was already used. Flash for the stars. Exhaust comes out. First blood picked up by Hylissang.
Oh, the Q start from Hylissang. We've seen this a couple of times. Oh man, Reckless talked about this a few weeks ago. He was saying the damage plus the stun, if it ever lands, is almost impossible to deal with. The thing is, it almost never lands, but if Splyce face check bottom lane, have to flash, exhaust, and heal, and you still get stunned, you're never getting away.
Gobble, gobble, gobble. Unicorns are hungry, and Hilly with the Tahm Kench, showing why he can make it work, and it all starts with this Cosmic Binding.
Mickey checks.
He thinks
tries
he checks.
to. Yeah, he thinks he checks. 3 stacks lined up. Oh, predicts the flash as well. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful stun on that to get that kill. Credit to Hylissang. We've talked about whether he's had an up and down split or season. That was the start they really needed for this duo lane.
Definitely the case. And you know, I saw some complaints on socials about First Blood taking a long time. 19 minutes, 35 seconds quicker in Game 3. The players heard your calls, ladies and gentlemen. And this was a gift in the Regional Qualifier Finals.
It was a gift from Mickey.
Now remember, no flashes for a bunch of this bottom lane. Trashy smells blood in the water. He's hungry for fish for dinner. Hylissang's gonna try, get away, rooted in place and locked against the wall. But Move may fancy a shot. Trashy's in trouble, down to 150. Then body slam, barrel, drops him. Veritas is in trouble. Here comes Trashy. Trashy's teleported in. Unicorns are everywhere, and they've got themselves 3 more kills.
Unicorns just powering everybody down into the bottom lane. and Unicorns have taken full control. 5 kills in the first 3.5 minutes. Unicorns have set themselves up for what should be a fairly straightforward game now. You've got to kill onto the Gragas, you've got to kill onto your Ezreal. This is a good reaction by Trashy, but Move had read this play. He's a little late to it, but still ends up in exactly the right place that he needs to be. As Healy got taken down, watch this flash body slam, or body slam flash in this case, onto all 3 people. This game has been less about strategy and more about mechanics in the beginning of this game. You saw it at the bottom of your screen. Wunder cancelled his TP there. Couldn't feel like he could react in time to Trashy. It does give him a farm lead, however, but that kill, of course, will even that up.
So, Splyce come away. They're down 1,000 gold. Unicorns have got kills on everybody except Exileh. And a major advantage very, very early on. Yesterday, Crepper was ranting about focusing the supports. And you should be focusing the ADCs. Now, admittedly, it's an Ezreal. It makes things way more complicated. But because Veritas was untouched, he was able to help clean up that fight with Move.
But at the same time, the caveat to that is with Tahm Kench, you basically always have to focus the Tahm Kench. So if he has Devour available...
I believe he was still level 1 in that fight, only had Tongue Lash, so...
You are correct.
Wasn't able to actually make use of that play. But either way, what it boils down to, Trashy feeling like there's a punish opportunity, and Move is even going to steal the jungle.
He had the ward down, and he was just waiting and waiting, and Trashy felt like something was up. And suddenly a Gragas rolls over the wall. Body slam into the smite, gets the blue steal. This has gone horribly wrong for Splyce. When you're 1,200 gold down at 5 minutes, not a great start.
No, not at all. Ghost from Exileh. Moon Prison comes down to Sencux. I don't think there's enough damage as Exileh runs out of mana.
But doesn't run into the turret this time.
No.
Like game 1. That was a rough start for him in game 1. Move again on the counter jungle. Always is going aggressively in, getting vision down. He's looking for bottom lane, but you can see the reaction already coming out from Splyce.
And again, the story of Move throughout the postseason. Arguably the guy who's considered the weakest of all the junglers in the top 6 teams in playoffs and looking towards regional qualifiers. And with every series, with every game on this patch, Move seems to be just getting better. He seems to be integrating with the Unicorns. And in this game, he's stealing away buffs. He helped get a couple of kills. Great body slam flash. And it's definitely something that, you know, somebody that people need to think about more, need to consider keeping an eye on him, because up until recently, had not been a big threat.
To some extent, I think his early game in most games that aren't the one we are currently in has been fairly suspect. This game, credit where it's due. He's been in the right place in the bottom lane to get the knockup, but a lot of that is kind of made by the Unicorns' early game and the way they've played it out as a team. But Move has struggled. Like, even in this series, he's been down heavily against Trashy in multiple games, so it's not like he's suddenly kind of become consistent at all times in the game. That's the real difference. But we'll see if he can get into the mid lane now. It's actually Trashy here, moves a little late.
Well, Exileh's going to get Stand United, flash to safety. It's Trashy that's in trouble. Trashy gets the taunt. Exileh sends him packing. Unicorns, they're looking at San Francisco, and they're in a great position to get an advantage in the series.
I thought Move was a little late. Turns out Trashy was just a bit early and ended up with the Shen ultimate coming from Chachi to keep Exileh alive in there. And that was enough to turn it around. Unicorns, this game, if they just play it out as they need to, they're already stacking tiers, they're already kind of taking control of the pace of the game early on. This should be a fairly clean-cut game for them. As long as they never let Wunder and Sencux take control of the side lanes, this game is Unicorn's game to lose.
Yeah, with the advantage they have, the ability to push the lanes, I concur. Double tiers on the side of Exileh and Veritas. Gonna slowly be impacted once Sencux and Kobbe get some itemization picked up. Wunder running for his life.
That's the thing, is like, this game shouldn't be Unicorns at this point.
Yeah.
This should be a little bit more towards Splyce when you kind of take into account how Jhin should have, you know, a fair amount of presence bottom lane. He's now 21 CS down in that lane because he's unable to put damage down because of the Tahm Kench. They've been forced back, didn't have summoners from so long early on in the game. And suddenly Unicorns have gone, okay, well, I guess we got this comp that should be later, but we don't really care because we'll get first blood and just snowball.
Any scaling comp that can get an early advantage is obviously a monumental advantage. Exileh making his way up top. It's only rank 1 in Realm Warp, so not the longest of range, but if Wunder decides to stick around, could be in trouble, and I think wisely Wunder backs away. Some information to work with. As UOL push forward.
Trashy's actually, whatever you want to call it, proxy farming, dirty farming, some people call it, behind the tower. Pushing back Wunder, but he's getting punished for it. I mean, you do have to tank the full minion wave.
Trashy's actually nearby. So is Move. Barrel gets taken down.
Is he getting away with this?
200 hit points. Yes, he is. Move is going to save the life. Netherbrass comes out, and Trashy's going to look forward. Flash forward into the knockup. Exileh's ghosting away. Kill on the board for Splyce. They're not out of it yet.
Okay, Unicorns, you got yourself a lead. Let's not be greedy with it at this point. Don't go behind the tower early. Lose half your health. Force out a Gragas ultimate to keep you alive. Now get, you know, back into the lane, taunt Wunder, and apparently turn it all around anyway.
Well, Trashy with the instantaneous Shadow Dash. What's the cooldown? That will come back up. Let's find out. 100. Oh, very, very close. If that had come up just a moment or two earlier, may have resulted in another kill, but Trashy is just terrifying already.
So Trashy has got himself back into this game, though. Move with the 1 kill is down, though, in CS against Trashy. A little bit of an advantage, but Move looking to come bottom lane. Kills the tunnel, and that means that Splyce will know there is somebody down in that bush. Hadn't been spotted on wards on the way down.
Okay, so 10 minutes has crested. Still 1,500 gold for UOL. They're up 3 kills. Looking at CS, it's only a sizable advantage for Veritas. Yes, there is 10 CS in the top lane, but Trashy's only 200 gold down, thanks to the kill and the assist to his name. And it's still up to Kobbe to try catch up. He's got himself BF sword, a couple of long swords as well. Whereas Veritas still working his way towards that mana immune, an eventual Mura mana. No real surprises here, itemization-wise.
Nope, nothing particularly out of the ordinary when you take a quick scan of it. Veritas going for one of the most annoying builds ever, paired with one of the most annoying champions with that Abyssal Voids. They may be going for this. Look at how far Hylissang sat back. They're going in on Kobbe.
Mikyx, Tempered Fate needs to be perfect.
Ooh.
He's locked up 2 flashes available. Let's find out. Body slam connects, and Mikyx knocked backwards, gets devoured by Hylissang, and the kill is donated to Veritas.
Nice ult out of Mikyx, but they were too far up in the lane. They did not respect the Tahm Kench ultimate. Even at rank 1, you can get in there beneath them in that lane, bring the jungle. Move suddenly sets the bot lane alight. And that is the Unicorns again extending their lead.
Tower First Blood is available, but Cannon Barrage could interrupt. Looking at cooldowns, Wunder is just used down the bottom lane. Yes, thank you, observers. And Wunder is busy dealing with some wave pressure up top as Trashy's doing great work of killing those powder kegs. Getting in range.
Last game as well.
Yeah, really, really good timing and ability. As Splyce are, once again, they're just falling slightly further behind. Nearly a 2,000 gold deficit. There is something to speak of, is the fact that Wunder has been kind of gifted a laning phase. With all that action very early on, Wunder's Gangplank has not been punished as heavily as it was in the previous game.
That's because Wunder, when everything was going on in the early game and cancelled his TP, they got enough out of the situation to get Wunder Sheen. So he had this weird early back timing despite using his TP that kind of granted him a slightly more favorable phase, but Wunder's going to have some favorable help here because Sencux coming top lane.
It's a 3-on-1. Move isn't even going to make his way up here. Trashy's just trying to waste as much time as possible, and Exileh's pushing into the middle lane. I think Trashy will go down eventually, but what can Unicorns take in the time? Nethergrass comes down, kill is still not secured. One more parlay, and Wunder takes him out. But will this cost Tower First Blood? No, not enough.
Nope, not with that little minion wave and that little amount of damage onto that mid tower. But Move again, going to try and go aggressive, doesn't really find anything on the bottom side, although red buff is coming up very shortly. Unicorns pushing bottom lane, but I think they're going to be hard pressed to push out the Jhin, but Kobbe is really struggling. Keep in mind, this Jhin was first picked into this lane.
Well, Stand United's available for Vizicsacsi, and Move
He's going to sit there. They're going to wait.
If he fancies a shot, teleport and stand united, there could be a dive.
And Exileh actually is pushing out the top lane to open up for that dive. This is trying to punish Wunder because he doesn't have his ult or his teleport available.
Trashy's nearby. This could be a 4v3. Deadly Flourish roots move in place, and that will at least thwart any further attempt. Chachi's still not going top lane, pushing towards the middle. And Unicorns, they're dissuaded. They decide against it, back out. And this will reset the game ever so slightly. That lead that the Unicorns had built up has set them up for a strong mid-game. You know, got over that power trough or hump that the Ezreal, the Ryze have with those tiers. But now they're going up against a Trinity Force, Lucy Boots, Gangplank. You cannot deny the fact that with RekSai, with Bard, Malzahar, it's a much scarier game.
It is. And, you know, Splyce, this is kind of the quintessential comp they wanted. I like this comp out of Splyce a little bit more than the last one because the Nidalee, I just didn't feel like played to Trashy's strengths, especially in these kind of compositions. But as Wunder and Chachi go together in the top lane.
Oh, good taunt coming out, but the minions are in favor of Vizicsacsi. Cannon Barrage comes down, but here comes Exileh. He's round warped in. The barrel's coming up. Gonna get a movement speed. Gets away from the overload. But now all of a sudden, Sencux is in trouble. Nethergrass comes out. Barrel knocks him sideways. The poison is gonna bounce. He's got one. Chachi's running for his life, and look at those Voidlings. They're out for Ninja Blood. Vizicsacsi's gonna escape, but now Trashy, he's found Hylissang.
Oh, Wunder's still alive.
Coming up close. Wunder still alive in the back line. Exhaust comes down for Hilly. Trashy flashes onto move. Wunder's looking for more. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Get in my tummy. Hilly's running for his life. Now, Vizicsacsi, it's so in trouble. He survives. Vizicsacsi survives.
They didn't get the sight on Chachi because the audio cue wouldn't have really mattered because they were hitting things anyway. So he got his recall interrupted, but he just stands there and he's like, well, if I just stay quiet, nobody'll see me.
I don't care if chaos style is not a thing. Somehow Unicorns inject chaos into all of their games.
I mean, I do kind of care that it's not a thing, like, because I'm strategic play.
Chaos style.
No.
Chaos style.
Okay. You bring chaos style up against the likes of like Rocks, and we'll see how that one goes.
Don't care about that. I just think it's fun.
Oh no, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So where did Exileh actually join from? I'm looking at the minimap. I was not tracking that the first time around.
He just runs up and then ults, I believe, into kind of like this weird spot in the lane, but it's enough. Yeah, there's the initial under tower. Okay, I think he was just trying to buy time for Chachi at that point. So here's the Malefic Visions plus the Voidlings kind of bounce across and end up taking out Exileh.
The silence just connected.
Just connects, and then the run is on. Then the big chase, all the way down the lane. Wunder was kind of out in the middle of the jungle, just farming up. Another tower goes down.
It does indeed. So Splyce able to even out the gold lead, get themselves some crucial kills. Trashy's had his jungle itemization accelerated. Sencux is involved as well, killing 2 assists. And really important to know, Wunder got away with his life. After that whole start to this 3v1, and Wunder's Gangplank this time around. There you go.
Punch again.
Powder keg goes down. Wunder's going to keep chasing. He's fighting minions. Trashy's also coming from the jungle. So if Chachi goes down, he's going to run into trouble. Prey Seeker will not find a target. They're not done yet. Cannon Barrage will force the flash.
Chachi's out again.
And that's worthwhile. They're just to survive with his life, but they get the Summoner Spell.
They do. They get the Summoner Spell, and they also kind of push a wave up into the top side now, but Unicorns should be able to react to that. But this has been a silly game.
Oh, I love it.
It's been a silly, silly game of chase the entire time.
Like we said right at the beginning, First Blood came 19 minutes and 35 seconds quicker, and the punches just never stopped. Just kept landing. All of that early game lead that Unicorns have built up has kind of been dissuaded. Observers showing us just how good Trashy's network of tunnels is, all the way through this top half of the jungle. A lot of options when it comes to mobility. And he's going with that traditional sort of Tiamat build once more.
Yep, looking for that Titanic Hydra. Gonna get that. Nearly at the Ghost Blade for Wunder as well. So that's, again, the point where he's going to start taking over the game. Trashy this time not quite having the same impact that he did in the last game. Like, Trashy was able to kind of shrug off everything that Wunder was doing. Wunder is going to be really mad, I think, at the end of this series, just with how many GP barrels Trashy actually ended up taking from him. So we'll see what we check in with him at the end.
The thing is, though, even with all those barrels going down, Wunder is still having a fantastic impact on this Gangplank, and doesn't feel like he's under pressure. The problem is, the rest of his team is still behind. You know, they're still having some trouble. Down 40 CS in the mid lane, down nearly 50 CS in the AD carry. A full item difference. Frozen Fist plus Mirror Mana, look at that, 1,600 gold, nearly 1,000 gold. There's big deficits that Trashy and Wunder need to overcome. The bright side is, with Trashy on the front line, if he makes the right calls, when paired with the Bard, can do so.
Even Sencux is now down on the itemization. Trashy is going to get out for now.
Oh, Cannon Barrage comes down. Trashy's running him out. There's no flash, remember, and Wunder gets the kill credit. We said how those are the two that need to lead the way, and that's what Splyce are doing.
This time, he only escaped for a moment until he was taken out. Exileh, however, has pushed the top side. He's going to go aggressive onto Sencux.
Oh, this is going to be a little bit of problem. Teleport coming onto the Voidling. Actually, I think that was cancelled as Wunder gets away with his life. And so does Sencux.
This is a crazy, kind of weird, hectic game. There's not a lot of set plays coming out from this. This is just teams saying, okay, who's out of position? Let's go try and fight.
True Shot Barrage? Not available. Not available.
Not available. No. Nearly Veritas got him. You can see just how strong or how much damage can come out of Veritas already. He has such a good lead right now and is getting stronger and stronger. This game.
Right, but what happens next, Stress? We've had 20 minutes of chaos and intriguing decision-making.
Yeah.
But now we've got fully activated champions. Morella Nomicon, Essence Reaver, Ghostblade, Triforce on the side of Splyce.
Well, what happens next is Unicorns have kind of got to the point that they were looking for. They've got themselves a Ryze that has 2 items. You've got Ezreal, and now you can start to skirmish really effectively. You've got the Gragas, you've got the Shen, you've got the Tahm Kench, all able to kind of close the gap fairly effectively. And if they can catch Splyce when they don't have like both TPs available, that is the kind of moment where perhaps where Unicorns can look to fight. Problem is they do still have GP ult for any early skirmishes as well, so kind of keep that in mind when you're keeping track of the globals. Just eat.
Why not? If you can, go for it.
I think he was trying to eat the cannon creep, but I'm not
And
sure.
we get into this really interesting mindset equation where Unicorns have a fantastic, what is effective level 1, really. Get themselves a bunch of kills. But in the ensuing fights, like this one, start to lose some control, start to lose that lead. Keep in mind their composition still needs time to scale, still needs time to power up.
Oh, well, we just about hit it, because there's the Muramana has changed. No Archangel yet.
Abyssal, was that cancelled?
Yes,
it was.
Yeah, it was cancelled, so it's not the full cooldown. If you don't take the Abyssal, it will give you a very short cooldown. Hylissang now has it available. Wunder has to flash.
Exileh flashes forward, barrel comes out, manages to get the movement speed, but not gonna survive this time. Where the Wunder was caught by Exileh, or he thought he was catching. Wunder finally goes down. This could open up the tower. This Trashy takes a lot of damage. True Shot Barrage is available. Hilly's actually gonna devour Veritas and take them away. Unicorns, they keep the siege up.
And Trashy doesn't have any armor really to speak of. He has a little bit of health and a little bit of MR, but you know, facing off against this Ezreal is going to be tough. Here goes Hilly.
Let's take a look. Hylissang jumps onto the back line. Stand United is being delivered. 8 seconds till Wunder's up. The tower falls. Grey Health is not popped. Hilly's gone down. They've taken Sencux with him though. 1 for 1 and the tower. Teleporting Cannon Barrage. Let's see if they're comboed. There's the Cannon Barrage onto 4. A lot of damage, but the Realm Warp out. Unicorns do it again.
Right in the middle of all of the crossfire. You've got shots coming from above, shots coming from in front. You know, just beam out of there. I guess that's always worked for Kirk and Co. see if it'll work for the Unicorns at that point. Just get yourself out. Unicorns, that was a lot of damage that was incoming.
It really was, and Exile's done that actually multiple times in the past in the Baron play. So here's...
This is the kill on Wunder.
Wunder may have been watching mid lane.
May have. He was just trying to clear the ward, but I mean, I just don't think he was expecting that much damage, just in general. Then we look over at mid lane. At this point, Trashy's already been pushed back, and in goes Hylissang. Doesn't pop the Grey Health, as you said. My spot ult keeps Exileh so far back in this fight that they're not able to just completely run over Splyce. And this might be one of my favorite plays so far of the day. That's so good. That's nice. Just standing in the damage to get out. Risky play, but I guess you're just timing that Jhin can't fire all 4 shots.
That's it. You need to get that cooldown available. And one positive play from Unicorns. They once again regain the lead. They still have item advantages in nearly every lane, with the exception of top. I really like the fact that Movie's gone fairly heavy AD tankiness. Got that Frozen Fist, got that Ninja Tabby. You expect them to build up some MR now as well to at least thwart some of what Sencux can put down. But it's Splyce playing defensive and Splyce playing on the back foot.
Bottom side of the map, the top lane is going toe-to-toe. Abyssal Voyage is in behind Trashy here.
Moves here. Move. Good flash from Trashy. Hylissang.
Good lockdown.
Not going to find anybody just yet. True Shot Barrage has already been fired. But they got the Cannon Barrage and Trashy's flash. Mikyx, great Cosmic Binding. Managing to ping Unicorns against the wall.
Just get themselves out, because that would have spelled the Baron for Unicorns above. They did chunk Trashy, and they're going to start it anyway.
Right.
They know there's no Void Rush available.
Farm Alarm was used a few seconds ago. So Trashy cannot jump in with Void Rush. Baron cancelled. Still a lot of damage, and Unicorns, they're now in control of the map. They're dictating the tempo in terms of who needs to respond and where and when.
They were looking for that Baron, and they'll make a play for that again fairly shortly. They're going to do this very often when the Tahm Kench ult is available. Try and always go in behind somebody like Trashy, try and catch somebody out, and suddenly you've won the fight before it ever really begins, because you combo it, you pick up the Gragas, you get the Shen ultimate on top of it, and you appear with like 3 people, and suddenly everybody's there.
Luckily for Splyce, Mikyx was able to do small outplay with no real room for error anymore. Both Splyce and UOL.
Here comes the TP in behind this
away. All right, teleport coming down for Chachi. He's looking for a target. Mikyx has flash available. Very good unburrowed. Then the flash comes out. Mikyx, Tempered Fate is available. Teleport coming down, this time for Wunder. He jumps in from the Grom. Chachi gets knocked up by Trashy. Very good Devour. And that's why I like Tahm Kench into Malzahar. True Shot Barrage does not do a lot. And Vizicsacsi's able to escape with his life, but Veritas and Move, why are you here? Veritas has got a good way out. Move does not just yet. Flash away from Wunder. Sencux somehow goes down in the front line, just out of sight. Stand United will bring Vizicsacsi back into the fight, and Splyce are crumbling. They've lost 3, and UOL, they're peeling back for Baron.
They just can't turn the damage back on fast enough. Ooh, careful as Veritas goes forward, nearly catches out Mikyx. Tempered Fate is still available, but I don't think it's going to really be able to do anything in this scenario. There it goes onto the Baron. It's going to delay for just a moment, but that's about it. They eat up the low health move, spit him back out. It's going to be an easy smite on the Baron, and Unicorn's second game in a row, they are looking a lot better in this series.
The aggressive plays. It all starts with a teleport here from Vizicsacsi.
Again, it's all about Unicorn starting this fight off. They have so many globals or gap flows or just abilities to get in. Nice block from Trashy to stop the taunt coming in from Chachi. And then it looks like Splyce feel like they want to go on this. As you said, Tahm Kench now into the Malzahar. There was already a bit of a knockback there that allowed Chachi to get out a little bit quicker. Now Unicorns turn from this. Getting the damage over the wall from Veritas onto Wunder allows Exileh to cut in through the top side, take out Sencux, and follow on with the rest of this fight. As Move gets the Shen shield, is able to get into the fight, and suddenly a double kill for Exileh opens up the Baron.
So important to note, Splyce picked RekSai over Shen in the first rotation. There's a Chachi 1, 2, and 4. coming back into that fight. And of course, the early game decision making, right? Mikyx feeling like that bush was clear, allowing Ezreal and Ryze and Trashy on Shen to accelerate their itemization. Unicorns, they've got such a good foothold in game number 3.
They have, as Exile's going to push down the bottom lane. To look at itemization briefly before we have another fight, Kobbe is going for a very unorthodox build on Jhin. Typically you see the Ghost Blade, you end up seeing the Dusk Blade come out alongside it. Kobbe is going pure crit. This is the type of build that when I was talking to Gypsy Lord, the champion designer for Jhin, he was talking about just how much damage you can do on the 4th shot, and then the 4th shot from the ultimate. It is based purely on critting hard, and is an unreliable build for most circumstances in comparison to what we've seen with Jhin. So Kobbe is looking to just one-shot somebody off his guaranteed critical strike. And again, Trashy blows up the barrel again! Oh,
3 for 3!
Oh, that
gonna get the 4th one. Shadow Dash, Taunt, Spirit's Refuge gonna block those auto attacks. Now Trashy in a little bit of trouble. Wunder's gonna turn the pressure on, gets the kill. A little bit of overconfidence. You can see the face palm from Vizicsacsi. The rest of the map is still under pressure though. So Splyce may have bought themselves just a little bit of breathing room. But it doesn't feel like it's gonna be enough. Vizicsacsi just a tad overconfident there.
Little overconfident, to say the least. Was trying the 3rd time's the charm on the barrel, didn't get it. Oh, wow.
A lot of damage from that spell flux.
So much damage. I guess it's a 5 and 2 Ryze with almost 4 items. So it's to be expected this late in the game out of Exile. Again, look at the experience advantage for a couple of unicorns. I'm going to cherry pick some because there's some for this place too. Exile was 2 levels up, now only 1 level. Veritas was 3 levels as I started this. He's now only 2 levels, but still, the experience advantage for the unicorns alone.
The top duo is still strong for Splyce. Wunder and Trashy, but they're not strong enough to overcome the 7,000 gold deficit. Because the other 3 members of Unicorns, Exile, Veritas, and Hilly, are just in another tier above Splyce's bottom trio. 2nd, Cloud Drake will be picked up. Next one will be Elder. 4,000 gold on the Baron power play. I mean, it's just great proactive play from the Unicorns. And maybe it's a little risky, maybe it's a little messy at times, but they're making the forward plays. They're pushing Splyce against the wall, and Splyce are falling apart.
Yeah, Splyce are really struggling up against the Unicorns in these last 2 games. When consider game 1. Game 1, Splyce looked like they had Unicorns downloaded pretty much. Yep. They were, matching everything, taking better fights, getting better objective trades. And suddenly game 2, game 3, Splyce have struggled against the global presence of the Unicorns.
Do you know what they did in game 1, Stress?
What did they do in game 1?
They banned Shen.
That's true.
Now,
that is actually true.
Sometimes, sometimes we get a little hung up on small details, but it's so clear what a difference Shen brings to a gameplay. Trashy, who's on his game, he's playing the side lanes, putting all the pressure. Even though Wunder has had such a good matchup, with an early advantage, it's still not able to thwart what value Vizicsacsi brings the rest of the team.
And it gets to the point now of you have to question, how much overconfidence is it to lose once in a matchup because of the way it was played across the rest of the map? Accept it again, and if you don't see a Shen ban in the subsequent game, have it potentially backfire again?
Yeah. That
would be Splyce just being way overconfident.
The other question is then, let's say hypothetically it wasn't a Shen. Let's say we go all the way down to that early game decision making.
No damage.
Some trouble. Stand United comes up. That's a lot. Stand United will deliver. Vizicsacsi, curtain call. 1 onto move. 2 onto move. Double knockup. 3 onto move. The crit goes wide as the Shadow Dash manages to put him to safety. Trashy will not go quietly into a loss. He gets the kill credit. Now all of a sudden, Wunder's just way overextended. Devour should be available, not going to get used. Cosmic Binding, locks down Vizicsacsi. True Shot Barrage flew across the Splyce boys. Very good Devour. Trashy's looking for two. Vizicsacsi and Hylissang on the back line. Here comes Exileh. Trashy will go down. Mikyx will not get the stun, but does get the slow. Kobbe will not find the magical journey. Instead, Exileh does. There'll be a lot of damage onto him, and 3 members of Splyce run away. They simply got caught out.
Kobbe looked like he was trying to just get away, but thought, oh, I'll get the journey for the shortcut. He was dead pretty much either way, going left or right in that situation there. And Unicorns, it looked rough to start because Exileh just eats the ult and is thinking, okay, I'm actually not too bad off. The Shen ult comes through, but look at all the rest of the damage that comes out from the Splyce guys, and then hit them, don't quite hit ult shot number 4. That's the big one they were looking for with that crit build. But from here, Splyce are able to kind of bring Unicorns into this choke point here. Unicorns go on to Wunder. Wunder gets himself away from the taunt and then kites back up to the ramp. Unicorns are back and forth on this, thinking they want to go aggressive, but Veritas isn't able to put out the damage. The exhaust there is actually what slows him down so much. Kobbe uses his flash to try and catch on to the Ezreal, and that's what inevitably means he cannot get into the magical journey. Ends up falling to Exileh. Exileh has been the one that Unicorns can build this game 3 of the series around.
Yeah, it felt like Kobbe was just half a second to a second late on the call. Everybody else had backed away, and he took 2 or 3 extra steps forward. Ended up costing his life.
So close. I was about to say, nearly got a Flame Horizon on the AD carry.
Okay. 245, 337. Almost there.
Almost. Almost had to get it. I'm getting a little too excited.
And we both are. And so are the Unicorns. Which is probably a little bit why they got caught out there. Jumped out a little overextended. Baron is live. Elder's up in a minute and a half. There's no support here for Sencux, so this is slightly optimistic.
So I want to go back a little bit talking about this build that Kobbe has gone for. A lot of it is to do with the number of tanks on the enemy team right here. You can even include Ryze in among that because he is fairly tanky. Has a big health pool from having that Rod of Ages and you know, the shield from some Archangel. So it's all about getting crit, armor pen, get all of these things, and that is a bad ult to check the Baron.
Yep, very, very cheeky play. We actually saw SKT do that during their playoffs in LCK. Really cool, just delivering people with the Tahm Kench, hopping over the wall with all the mobility. Splyce sussed it out though. I think it's fairly obvious at this stage in the game.
Oh, they're trying to go on Wunder. He pops the Ghost Blade.
I think they're going to successfully get Wunder. How much time can he buy?
Splyce aren't doing anything really other than Sencux in the bottom lane on Trashy, which is fine. Malzahar into Shen, you will catch him.
Yeah, eventually. Ryze is going to run Trashy down. GA needs to get burnt through. Will Sencux chase forward? Wunder's going toe-to-toe with Veritas. Veritas will easily get the kill. Trashy's GA is not even popped, but Splyce will at least get a tower as the only victory.
36 minutes in and they just get mid outer tower. This has not been the best of series for mid lane for Splyce. Sencux has looked fairly quiet in a lot of games here. Game 2, 0-0-0.
Still remember, he picked Malzahar into this team comp. Right, 30 seconds before Wunder comes up. Baron is being dropped down. Curtain calls fired across. Trashy's on the back line. The rest of Unicorns, they've bailed out. They've turned their attention to Mikyx. Tempered Fate's available. He couldn't even use it. Baron has reset. Exileh's taking a lot of damage. There's no curtain call. 15 seconds before Wunder comes up. Trashy, can he be the Splyce hero?
Oh, he's gone
into the pit. Got in a little early. Before he steals it! He steals the Baron! Splyce managed to pick it up, but he loses his life. The only cost for this, though, is it only stands on one member. Kobbe will be the only one, I believe, has the Baron buff.
He went in so early and still got it. Hang on, Wunder just killed Exileh as well out on the map. And man, Splyce, what should have been the brink of defeat, have just held on. Trashy getting the steal. As you said, they have it on Kobbe. And that is the only remaining member.
More importantly, Unicorns do not have it.
Yes.
It is a tool they cannot use. All right, there's a teleport coming down here for Vizicsacsi. It's just to help secure Elder Drain.
Abyssal Voyage used as well.
Yeah, definitely want to get that buff. Deny. It's not going to be the most beneficial, but it's going to help them out in fights. Wunder, oh, you got way too forward. Forced to use that flash. And now Mikyx coming in as well. Splyce, they fancy this. Sencux is coming from behind. He's looking for Veritas. Instead, sets his sights on Hilly. Great health can't be used. Sencux gets knocked to safety. What has Splyce done? They've got themselves two. They're looking for a third. Curtain Call's going to get Arcane shifted away as Vizicsacsi gets run down. Splyce have got massive, massive death timers. They might look to push.
4 versus 5 against the Elder Drake buff. Splyce have just taken out the Unicorns from what looked to be a certain game for the Unicorns, the way that they were pushing this down. Splyce have turned the game right around, and now with Kobbe in the middle lane, they can at least hold their own for now. The Baron buff is still active on him. Unicorns have been deterred for a while. It's not Splyce winning the game right now, but it is enough to turn it back around. This was the engage around the Baron. So this was the initial one. Look, Baron resets. It was at 3k health here, and there's no real vision after this pink ward dies for Splyce. They couldn't get further vision after this gets turned on. I want to see what the damage was that went onto Baron here, because it holds at 3k. Trashy goes in. So Trashy Qs for the empowered auto, smites, and there was no smite out of Move during that whole sequence. So Move was trying to hold his smite for the perfect smite. Trashy goes in, gets some damage down. Oh, and it was the GP ult. Okay, nice, nice. I was wondering how he killed him, because he was in base, but I guess if you think about it long enough, you tend to realize that. So here we go. Move is a little low. Chachi's full health, Veritas full health, Hilly's full health. How does this turn around? There was a TP from Sencux into the bottom lane with Home Guard. Veritas got chunked early on. And Sencux just goes in, hits the silence. Oh, hang on, we're into a fight.
Oh, jumping out of this one, Unicorns pushed all the way in. They managed to get the inner turret before the fight broke out. Malefic Vision, not going to be enough to pick up a kill, but there's that 4th shot crit. Trashy gets sent forward. Devour used onto Vizicsacsi. Now Splyce, they're running for their lives. They're still behind 6,000 gold. Yes, Splyce have had a series of magnificent moments, but they are not in the lead. They are not in control. This is still Unicorn's game. You have to look at the differences, the kills, the towers, the gold, and of course, that Elder Dragon, which helped them out for just a few minutes.
This has been a ridiculous series when you look at it. Back and forth fights time and time again. We are 40 minutes into this game. And as we take a little breather, there's no Elder Drake. There is no Baron available. So we are into a quiet period. There is no real reason why a team should be pushing out on the defensive like Splyce. They shouldn't be going into Unicorn's territory, because otherwise they're going to get Abyssal Voyaged.
Well, they are indeed. Kobbe is able to run away, and somehow Wunder gets out. Trashy interrupts the taunt. Nope.
Oh,
that's a kill onto Mikyx. Devour onto Trashy as well. He's got no flash available. Curtain Call will buy some time. Good damage onto Veritas. The Nether Grasp onto Move. Malefic Vision's not going to spread just yet. GA has been popped. Call of the Void not going to apply the silence. They trade 1 for 1, but it's a jungler for support. Not done yet. Realm Warp is already used, and Unicorns are running for their lives. Very good dash away.
Here comes Trashy. Look, he
stays
Void
alive.
rushed in.
Can he find Exileh? That's the question. Goes in, gets rooted, won't find the knockup yet. There's no flash available. Support comes out. Wunder's looking forward. Stand United is down. Sencux has flashed forward for that one. Now all of a sudden, Splyce, they're only 4v4, but they're knocking on the doors.
Yeah, exactly. It's the jungler that is down and the primary engage. Chachi tries to go in alone. Can't quite get it. Doesn't have his Guardian Angel. Just absorbed the Duskblade coming out from Wunder. Unicorns are getting slowed down here. No Realm Warp quite yet. Chachi does have his TP, but can't get in behind them.
All right, Miky's been able to respawn. Tempered Fate just about to hit max rank as Miky's level 15 on the crest of hitting level 16. Baron is up in 1 minute 45. And you just feel like that could be the game-changing play.
And this was nearly Unicorns punishing Splyce for moving way too far. If Exileh TP'd into this one, they catch out Mikyx, take him out. And the Unicorns are able to just deal enough damage to push Splyce back, but then go right in towards this Nether Grasp. The ult from Kobbe, the damage coming out is insane. And Move ultimately falls. He's taken down. Close on the Cannon Barrage. be taking this one out. So many low health members. Splyce barely hanging on in.
And it doesn't matter what happened 40 minutes ago in the level 1. It doesn't matter what happened in the laning phase. Because now it's about vision around these objectives. And it's about who's going to play out these fights better. Baron, as we mentioned, up in about 1 minute's time. Wave is pushing super heavily towards Vizicsacsi in the bottom. And somebody from Splyce will have to catch that one in the top lane. So I want to see who answers that. And then you can already see Mikyx on the minimap starting to set up some vision in around the pit, clearing it out as well.
The difficulty Unicorns have is that Exileh and Veritas aren't really getting much stronger from where they are. Unless they sell boots and go for a different 6th item, they are at their peak. And when they had the Elder Drake, that was pretty much where they were at their peak as well, whereas there's still another item to come on Kobbe. There's still another item for Sencux when he sells that Doran's.
When he sells that Doran's.
We're 44 minutes in, he's got a Doran's ring. Doesn't want pink wards, so...
Sencux will eventually get rid of that item.
Hey man, he just needs a little bit of extra.
It helps, dude. It's, what, a quarter of an auto attack at this stage? But the main thing is, will Unicorns have enough damage with just their 2 primary damage dealers, or will Splyce have enough survivability with only their 1 true tank? These are the questions that we're going to find out. Move, throws out the barrel roll, captive audience, all of a sudden Wunder's down. Wrong side of town. This should open up Baron. It is live. Wunder way out of position. No cannon barrage and 55-second death timer.
See if he can do it again for Trashy. Somebody may have to stop Chachi if he sticks around. This may just be a bait out of Unicorns.
Tag number 1 hits, 2 does not. Tempered Fate's already been used, so that will dissuade the rest of the Baron attempt for now. Still 35 seconds before Wunder comes back up, and the rest of Unicorns, they're onto the Baron.
Splyce just did use a lot, though. 3K. Trashy can't go in there.
Not this time round. It is secured by Unicorns, but at what cost? Splyce cannot take anything else, and that might be all Unicorns need. They get Baron, and they get out alive.
There was a moment where Chachi went over the back that if Trashy had gone in, and Chachi hadn't matched him with a taunt, there was the potential for Trashy to go in, but I believe he opted to use his smite elsewhere, likely on... Yeah, as he was coming back out, he just couldn't get into the pit again, so Splyce will be on the delay again. Wunder is back up.
I don't know if they can for that long now. Max level Shen, GA, even picked up a Tiamat, getting some damage to boots. All of the poke that comes out of Ezreal at this stage of the game. Splyce have to defend for 3 minutes, 2 minutes 40, as Baron still stands. Luckily, they have inhibitor turrets to work with, but they will not last very long.
No. No, they're not going to last very long at all. The only difficulty Unicorns have is actually pushing up, because Ezreal good at poking and sieging people back away from the towers, but actually stepping up to auto the tower, fairly difficult.
Move gets caught by Cosmic Binding. No additional follow-up though. Exileh waiting in the wings. Realm Warp is available. Abyssal Voyage is available. Knowing Unicorns of Love, a tower dive is available.
I hope not at this point. I hope they do not opt for that on its own.
As the play-by-play in the group, I hope they do. Mikyx, by the way, has been zoned away. He's down to 20% HP. I think he went toe-to-toe with Exileh. Tower's already down. Trashy's zoned away. Here comes Sencux, holds onto the Nether Grasp, and Vizicsacsi's pushing the top lane. Call of the Void just trying to, push away the minions, push away the champions, but it is so tough if you're Splyce.
And that was what they needed to do. Get somebody low so Splyce didn't have the numbers to defend. Exileh just got bottom tower as well. Now they continue the push onto multiple inhibitors. Bardol goes wide.
Yeah, Tempered Fate finds no one. Arcane Shift is going to get Veritas to safety. Realm Warp, actually, that's slightly awkward from Exileh. Doesn't use it this time around, but it allows an inhibitor to fall. So Unicorns have already accomplished their goal. Second one falls a few seconds later. And this lead is now completely cemented.
Where's that going? Abyssal Voyage got cancelled.
I guess top lane or Elder. Those are the two options here.
Looked like it. 5 seconds on that Elder Drake until it spawns. So Unicorns are going to back away. They're going to bait. Oh, they're going to bait. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tremor Sense will also help from Trashy. Vizicsacsi's on the front line. GA is available. Sencux does not get taunted. Interrupt on the knockup. There's the Devour. That means it's on cooldown. Look at Exileh on the side. Mikyx pins him against the wall. The stun and the exhaust is there.
Exileh, he's dead.
Down. It's a shutdown. Supers will be making their way to the base soon.
They got moved.
in trouble. GAs are popped everywhere. Wunder's looking for a kill. Moves trying to get away. Body block. Kobbe's on a killing spree. 2 members of the Unicorns are down. The Elder Dragon is available. Veritas might be able to get Mikyx, and he does. It's a 2-for-1, but now Veritas is running for his life, running low on mana as well.
TP.
Teleport comes down. Sencux finds Hilly.
He's not full health, though.
The rest of Unicorns are here to support. Wunder and Kobbe looking for more. Sencux goes out, really trying to find a kill. Malefic Visions might just kill him. No, it will not.
Just.
Oh, it does at the end. Sencux gets the kill. Now Chachi's in trouble. Spirit Refuge buys time as he taunts over. Elder Dragon is hired to help out. But it won't matter. And Unicorns, they get enough kills to make it not matter.
Splyce just barely got the lead at the beginning of this fight, but then lose their heads coming into the second phase of the fight where Sencux would teleport in. So Sencux manages to stay alive for long enough as Trashy is going aggressive. Unicorns, however, now fighting in a choke, in and around a GPL. You've got the Jhin ult coming out as well, but Exileh gets knocked up by Trashy. The damage comes out. It's insane onto the Ryze. And from there, 2 GAs. One gets chunked through again. His move ends up falling, but look at this. Sencux recalls from his... does he actually recall or does he just TP down? I don't believe he even channels the recall. Yeah, he just TPs in behind here. So ends up half health. TP in response from Vizicsacsi. Hang on. Elder Drake is live. Baron...
It is live indeed. Elder Drake is
stolen.
secured by Splyce. They take it. This game just will not stop. Unicorns running for their lives. Vizicsacsi completes the stand united, and Splyce are running away. Sencux was left to defend the base against 2 lanes of super minions. And the 7,000 gold deficit at 51 minutes no longer matters.
The Bard ultimate slowed down the Unicorns just long enough for Splyce to come in, and suddenly Kobbe over the wall is able to just put damage down, take away the Elder Drake. And man, this has been one crazy game in a crazy series.
Crazy game, crazy series with so much on the line. 2 Nexuses need to get killed before either of these teams can go to Worlds, can go to San Francisco. And in dramatic fashion, game number 3 is going all the way.
So, good Bard ult.
Smite
into the connection.
Yeah.
Whew. A lot of damage coming from that Jhin now. You can see how much that ult does. Hang on, we're back into a fight in the live screen.
We are indeed.
Every time we go to a replay.
These teams cannot, for control. Ham is the name of the game. This is a good tempered fate, but it's support in the top lane. Move gets rooted in place. Trashy's trying to buy time. That's a kill onto Move. It's a 5v4. The Splyce boys are fighting back. Vizicsacsi's going to be in trouble. Knocked up by Trashy. Flashes away, but can't get away from the deadly flourish. The Malefic Visions continues to tick down. Hilly's going to try and get away. Realm Warp delivers him and Chachi to safety, but Move is down. Body block comes out and Chachi survives. Just the kill for Splyce.
Hylissang goes in to save the only original remaining member other than himself of the Unicorns. They won Worlds. It's their 2nd season in the EU LCS, and Hylissang wants to try and help get them there. Man, Unicorns just holding on in some of these fights. Splyce have had a miraculous turnaround, though.
This is the closest UOL have ever been. They lost 3-0 last year. They have a lead and a game to their name in this regional final. But 20 seconds before Move is up, Baron is live. Splyce, they're trying to rush it, but they don't have the full contingent. Wunder's in the bottom lane, starting to recall. Cannon Barrage and TP's available.
He has his TP. Here comes Exileh on the side, though. Move is not there. This has to be a miss smite from Trashy to take this one away.
Vizicsacsi not going to get done. Splyce secure Baron.
Here comes Wunder.
Oh, this is a little brave. Look behind. Chachi could come in from behind. Tempered Fate was used but didn't work. Not gonna manage to connect with anybody. Curtain call.
Double knock-up.
Two. Move has now rejoined the fight. Trashy's running for his life. Blade of the Rune King slows him down. GA is popped, and Hilly's running out. Vizicsacsi's got Malefic Visions. No kill. Rooted in place by the Flourish, and now Move is piecing out. Unicorns, they are rooted, but look at the supers. They're in the base. Splyce might lose an inhibitor.
They will lose this inhibitor by the looks of it. It's so very...
Trashy can interrupt. Trashy can interrupt. He saved it. They've saved the inhib.
Just with the smite, with the combo of the 3 from Splyce rushing out with the home guard. Barely had enough time. Thanks all to that empowered recall. If that had been an 8-second recall channel, Splyce would have lost their bottom inhibitor. Whew, Splyce have turned this game around. It all came from that one Baron steal, and then every fight that followed from Splyce, just getting enough, just enough, like holding an even fight.
Oh my word.
It's not even like Splyce have dominated every fight since. It has been back and forth, but it has been enough to drag the game so very long. 54 minutes, nearly 100K for both teams.
This is the longest game of the summer split on 6:15 on this patch by a long way. We have a Warmogs, Hylissang, Tahm Kench.
He's got a QSS.
That's 1, 2, is that like 5K HP? 4,600 before Grey Health. That is terrifying. Yeah, those 4 matter. Deadly Flourish finds nobody. Move is waiting in the wings, and Sencux has got teleport available. Splyce have got to be so careful. I don't care what anybody says. Unicorns of Love have chaos style. It brings the craziness into the games. And now with Baron and a minute and a half, what can Splyce do to counter it? Will they have the control to pick up a 2-1 lead in this best of 5? It looks like now Splyce, they have to somehow make it back. They've got empowered recalls.
Abyssal Voyage is available, but Unicorn... Ooh, Veritas. He will heal that back up fairly quickly. Abyssal Voyage is up.
Oh, now all of a sudden, Unicorn's on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Can
and now
catch
Splyce is just pushing mid.
All right, Tower in the top lane's under pressure. Sencux pushed that one in. Nobody from Unicorns is trying to cut off this mid lane wave.
But Unicorns had pushed the wave back far enough that it allows them to regroup. Unicorns just pinged the inhib and then the Nexus towers of Splyce. Is Chachi looking to make a play down there or something? Splyce is getting top tower. It doesn't matter because Sencux is clearing out bot lane.
Production ready. The base race graphics. Yeah. This might be a thing. Empowered recalls coming out. Splyce back away. They've still got 30 seconds of that ability.
It won't be a base race right now because it is Sencux that has cleared out the bottom lane. It was a massive stack of minions looking to push down into that bot inhib, but Splyce just do not feel like they can push too far up because they know Hylissang will just ult in behind them every single time, and if they can't kill Exileh at the beginning of the fight, Splyce are in trouble against the Unicorns, but they've managed to the last few times.
Can they keep it up? Can Splyce maintain this momentum? From being down 10, 12K, now being down 3K at nearly an hour.
And every fight now for Splyce is practically 5 versus 7. Because the 2 GAs, hang on, here goes the engage.
Tempered Fates, that's going to take Exile.
That's the important one.
He can find him, gets rooted, look at the damage. Very good Devour. Veritas though, he's jumping on a copy. This fight has become split. Splyce have regrouped. Nether Grasp is still available. Veritas flashes away for his life. Arcane Shift rather is the spell. No flash available. Now Splyce are backing out. Stand United was not used by Chachi, so UOL, they could re-engage. Cannon Barrage still available as well. It is so tense.
So tense, they trade the flash from Wunder for the flash from Exile. A couple of ults and summoners used in there as well. But it's going to be the defense, and does everybody backs away from this? Splyce is still just poking, just trying to edge out any kind of lead that they can.
This one game is getting closer to game time than all of the series combined for UOL previously. They so handily won the previous rounds, and now they're in trouble. Hylissang gets caught up, but that's not the target you're looking for. Follow Move on the sideline. He body slams over. Vizicsacsi's caught up. Cannon Barrage comes down. Grey Health is huge, but the crit damage is massive. Hilly flashes away with his life. Vizicsacsi gets his GA pop. Now Splyce, they're looking for more. Move has still got that explosive cast. He can try to disengage. Devour saves Chachi once more. Move Move stays alive for the time being. Flash is available. Gets through the base gate. The door is closed. The gates are shut. Hold the door, Unicorns yell. And Splyce get nothing.
And for now, they have held. And, you know, Splyce, they're putting so much focus onto Hylissang because if they don't focus him down at some point early on in the fight, he's going to save Exileh. He'll save Veritas the later it goes. So that's why a lot of these Jhin shots are heading straight for Tahm Kench because they have to take him out. We are so late into this game, though, that Hylissang has so much health through the grey health. Yes, the fourth shot, half health for Tahm Kench through that shield, but still it takes so much time to kill what is essentially a 4.5 item Tahm Kench right now. He's not even at 6 items. He's going to get tankier and tankier. Oh man, Unicorns. I mean, it's not like Hylissang has too many options of where to go. He can maybe build a Mercurial Scimitar out of that QSS. Stuck here, Mickey.
Oh, Mickey's dead.
You're
Mickey's
not
dead.
so fine. You're not so fine. That blew your mind. And that's going to be Elder Drake or Baron.
55 seconds to Baron. 1:15 to Elder. 65 seconds before Mickey respawns. Can Splyce defend 4v5? They have to. They have to if they want to pick up another win in the series.
Oh, Abyssal Voyage. Here's the channel.
Coming in
They're
from
on Sencux.
behind is going to deliver Trashy. That's a 2-man taunt, but there's no damage to follow up. Remember, it's a 2-damage threat. It's in trouble. Cannon Barrage comes down. Curtain Call is being fired. There's no GA. Wunder's got one. They turn their attention onto Exileh. He's the target. Rooted in place. Not just yet. Call the
three-man.
Silences them. Hylissang devours Veritas, but Exileh's down in a 4v5. Splyce get 3.
That could very well be it. Veritas is looking to just poke from the side to slow them down. He missed the first Q. He was looking for just any damage that he could, but now he's on his own. Hylissang is actually just beside him. He healed up so much.
Look at Splyce. They don't even know what they want. They push forwards. They fall back. They push forwards. They can't afford to get the wave cutter off.
Oh.
Veritas is in trouble. Nether Grasp is on cooldown. Good devour. Hilly's going to run away. And Sencux protecting the minion wave.
Wunder is leading the charge here. They want to try and break open the inhib. There's still 40 seconds on the death timers. Splyce have themselves a small wave and a lot of damage. Veritas ult is coming up very soon. If he can just kite back, maybe he can cut the wave. No, he's dead.
He's caught out. Devoured by Hylissang, but the damage is still delivered. Wunder's forcing away Hilly. Splyce, turn their attention to the Nexus. Splyce boys, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Slam the Nexus down, and you might be world bound.
The relief on Mickey's face at the end of that game tells the entire story.
I am exhausted.
Ooh.
I am exhausted.
That was one hell of a game. Back and forth. A very messy, very unorthodox game. 60 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock. Nearly 20 minutes longer than our previously longest EU 615 game.
Can I be a tiny bit of a buzzkill? On one hand, that was one of the most entertaining games I've cast. That was fun and yelling and screaming and Spice Girls references. On the other hand, this is the 3rd and 4th best team in Europe.
Yeah.
Doing battle.
Hey,
and
hang on.
Somehow, they just bring out the madness in one another.
Don't for the entire game go, I love chaos style. I love this. I love this chaos. Give me chaos. And then at the end of it go, yeah, well, you know, these are meant to be the 3rd and 4th best team in Europe. You know, these are the guys ascending to Worlds. That is why games like this, if you're playing with this kind of lack of focus, lack of strategy, and you try and do this at Worlds, good luck even in the group stage, because there was no real clean play for like 30 minutes in the middle of that game.
I have this memory of pro players talking about scrims that go this way.
Yeah.
And I believe the terminology was something like no brain.
Yep.
And that's kind of what it feels like. It's just fight after fight after. It's like, hey, there's an objective, let's just go for it. Hey, someone's out of place, just throw everything at them. And the heartbreaking thing for me, Unicorns had a 12,000 gold lead.
Such a good start to level 1. All on just that smite from Trashy.
Yep.
And Trashy went in early. They could have locked him out. That is an exhausting game for the players as well. Like 60 minutes on the clock.
Is that a result that tilts Unicorns. You know, because every single game in the series for all three, they've had a very good early game. They've had a very strong showing. They've punished Splyce's more passive entry into the game. But this time around, not having more than 2 damage dealers, not having the ability to close team fights out.
That's fair. I think that is actually the game that does kind of tilt that. Veritas has 86,000 damage done to champions.
You have to check out the LoL eSports Twitter.
Amount.
We always do the post-game damage thing. You have to go look at it.
Wunder had like 80k. That's just a ridiculous game. Like I'm entertained by the game, but also saddened, as you said.
It's just crazy, right?
We are potentially 1 game away from one of these teams being at Worlds.
Not potentially, we are.
We are, but that game's going in the highlight reel for Worlds.
Also, I think we're getting close to NA. So hello, anybody who's you know, tuning in. We're officially gone beyond 3 games for the first time in regional qualifiers this year. And what a way to do it. And now you have to ask, how do these teams bounce back? You know? We have to ask, how do they... We saw the faces. We saw the guys on screen. Guys, I need a very quick break before I lose my voice. Splyce is 1 game away from booking their tickets to San Francisco. We'll see if Unicorns can stop them when we come back.
Left. I think.
How do you get the shot?
If I WEQ. If I Q, WQ, EQ.
I don't understand this Ryze language anymore. You say always the same, but it's different.
Hylissang's gonna try, get away, rooted in place and locked against the wall.
I'm going.
Okay. Go, guys, go. Can Malzahar could...
Yeah.
I'm here.
Bye to on the journey. No, he doesn't.
Nice. Let's push.
Flash away from Wunder. Sencux somehow goes down in the front line, just out of sight. Stand United will bring Vizicsacsi back into the fight, and Splyce are crumbling. Vizicsacsi and Hilly's on the back line. Here comes Exileh. Trashy will go down. Mikyx will not get the stun, but does get the slow. Kobbe will not find the magical journey. Trashy, can he be the Splyce hero? He's gone into the pit, got in a little early before he steals it.
Nice. So good.
Rooted in place, not just yet. Call the one, silences them. Hylissang devours Veritas, but Exileh's down in a 4v5. Splyce get 3. Splyce boys, tell me what you want, what you really want. Slam the Nexus down, and you might be world bound.
The relief